Okay, YouTube. This your boy Preacher Man. It's been so long since I've uploaded a video. And today I'm going to be doing a power steering pump on a 2003 Cadillac DTH. Excuse me, Cadillac Deville DTS. 2003. The last video, or the last Cadillac that I uploaded, was a 2000 Cadillac, and that was years ago. And I received a lot of negative comments, and I also received a lot of positive feedback also. But a lot of people was complaining about the camera, and I just want to say that that was years ago when I did that Cadillac, and the technology on the camera phones wasn't as great, and I had my son holding the camera, so it was a little bit shaky, and I do apologize for that last video, but that was years ago. That was over 7 years ago. But this is a different model Cadillac. This is a Cadillac DTS, DeVille DTS, and today we're going to change the power steering pump on it. And the first thing that I did, I'm gonna give you an update because I already started, but I'm gonna try to make it simple and plain, so the average person with no mechanical skills can do it. And I'm going to try to be very detailed as I can. What I did first, I loosened up this coolant reservoir right here. You have a retainer clip that's right here that I had to pop out, and you have two 10mm bolts, one right there and the other one is on this side right here. So you got a retainer clip, you have two 10mm bolts, and you also, under here, you see that little that turquoise, that blue plug right here. You have that plug that plugs in the bottom of this reservoir right here. So be mindful, after you loosen up everything, that you still have to loosen up that plug and loosen up this hose right here that was on it. So I did all of that, and the reservoir is free to move, so I got that out the way. I have access to the pump. The second thing that I did after that, I believe I loosened up the belt, and you have the tensioner right down here. I'm going to try to get a good angle, but I'm going to try to talk to compensate for what I can't get in angle. Okay, the tensioner is right down there, and if you all can see, it's a little square hole right there on the tensioner. Now this is a 2003. It may vary from year to year, but I got a quarter-inch drive. It's not a quarter-inch drive. I got a half-inch drive. Let me go over here to my half-inch drive that I got. Okay, this is what I used. I'm sorry. Okay. I got a half-inch extension, and I got it on a ratchet. But what I did was, I took this half-inch extension and I stuck it down there in that hole right down there where you can see, if you can see it, that square. Yeah, that square. Let's see if I can put it in there. Okay. All right, right now I got it down in there. Where's my light? Let's see if I can shine my light down there. Okay, so I got it in there. That's the tensioner. And all you do, you want to go counterclockwise or towards the front of the car, and that'll loosen up the belt. So I did that, and I loosened up the belt. Now this is a side note. That little hole, the belt was kinda difficult, not real difficult to get off, but the only reason the belt was difficult to get off is because it runs like right across that hole. So I had to move the belt to one side and stick the person making so much noise. I'm making a video, so I had to move it to one side and then stick this half-inch extension in there to do it. That's the only reason it was difficult, because the belt was kind of partially covering up the hole. But be that as it may, just move the belt out the way a little bit and stick your half-inch drive down there and move it towards the front of the car clockwise, and your belt should come off. Okay, after I took the belt off, I believe I loosened up what else did I do? I'm trying to play catch up, y'all, because I didn't video as I was doing it. Okay, the next thing that I did, I started, and this was a mistake that I made, so I want you all to learn from my mistakes. The next thing I did was I started to loosen up that bolt right there. Let me see if I can point to it, but that bolt right there, I started loosening it up while this was still hooked up, which was a mistake. So I really couldn't get much leverage on that bolt. So what you want to do, you want to remove this high pressure line right here, high pressure power steering pump line. You want to remove this first out the way so you can gain access to that bolt that's right behind there, right there. And I saw some videos on YouTube saying that all you had to do is remove this bolt right here and then the power steering pump will come off. But I ran into a little problem, and I'm glad that I'm making this video, because I don't want you guys to run into the same problem that I had. Now, normally, just from me working on cars, I know some vehicles, when you're doing a power steering pump, they have actually, oh God, let me try to get a good, okay. They have holes. Why is it getting dark? What? Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry about that. My tablet's slipping out of its cover. Okay. Like I said, normally from working on power steering pumps in the past, they will have holes in the pulley, so you can rotate the hose to gain access to that bolt back there. But actually, my pulley don't have holes at all. You know, you can see, I'm spinning it right now. You can see it don't have holes at all, and I'm not sure why GM did it like that. Because it would have been a whole lot easier if it was a hole right there in the pulley, and I could have just stuck a socket in there and just removed the bolt. But the problem that I ran into was, as I began to remove this bolt, it began to, I began to back it out, and it hit the back of the pulley. So there's no way for me to get the power steering pump off without pulling this pulley off. Now, I didn't see a 2003 on YouTube, but I saw like 2002s, and I think I saw a 2004, where they were saying that all you had to do was just remove that and then pull the pulley off, pull the pump off. That's not the case with me, guys. So what I did, I went to the parts store and I rented a power steering pump pulley, a power steering pump puller. So I'm going to have to, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to move this out of the way, move this reservoir right here out the way. I'm going to have to move this out the way, and I'm going to have to pull the pulley off the power steering pump while it's still on the vehicle. And I'm going to have to remove that bolt. And after I remove that bolt, the power steering pump should come off. I went already and I got me a new pump. Well, it's not brand new, but I got me a pump already for the 2003. But guys, that's the problem that I ran into. I was so happy to be working on that last bolt right there, and I'm thinking that the power steering pump was going to come off right after that, and it bumped right into the pulley. So what I have to do, I'm gonna have to pull the pulley off. And I'm on my way to do that. So I'm gonna put it on pause, and I'll unpause it, or I'll after I take it off. Okay, YouTube, it's been about an hour, and it's crazy because, oh yeah, and it's cold and raining out here. Oh goodness. It's been about an hour because I went to the store. I bought a puller, and it turns out that the puller was missing some pieces. Okay, how do I get this thing to? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a little trouble with my. Okay, there you go. All right. So anyway, I went to the parts store. The puller was missing some pieces, so I had to go to another parts store and get the puller. I got the pulley off, it was real easy, and I fought for about an hour trying to make do with the other puller with missing parts when I should have just went on ahead and got another one. But I got the pulley off, and that's the boat that I have to get to. Every time I start recording, someone comes out here and start making noise. But that's the boat that I have to remove, and I'm going to remove that bolt and pull the whole pulley out, pull the whole pump out, guys. All right, guys, I actually removed that one bolt already, and it's a pretty long bolt. It's a pretty long bolt, so I had to remove the pulley. I removed that bolt, but I had a surprise. It's not one bolt, it's actually two. So the other one is right down at the bottom, and I'm working on that one right now. So I'm trying to, y'all excuse me for the shaky camera, but I'm trying to get this other bolt out. See if I can position it good. If I can get a good position, that might work. But I'm gonna try to get this other bolt out of here. I thought it was one. Like I said, I've been on YouTube and saw a couple of more videos, before I started this job, and everybody said they just had to unloosen one bolt and the pump came right out. But like I said, I think I said in the previous video that it can vary by year, make, and model. It can vary by 1 year. This is I think I saw a 2002 and a 2004. This is a 2003, so it may have varied. And like I said, you got two bolts. I just removed the top bolt, and I'm working on the bottom bolt right now. And it would help if I had something to tie this jug right here, this reservoir, coolant reservoir, up. I'm just holding it with my other hand while I'm working. But this is the second bolt. I don't understand, because everybody, all the other videos that I seen, they was like, they removed the pump with the pulley on and they took it to the parts store and just switched the pulleys over. And this, in my case, I couldn't do that. I had to remove the pulley while it was on the car to get to the bolts. Alright, I'm gonna put it on pause. Alright, pause it, baby. Pause. Alright, don't act up again. Give me a pause. Gotta save some of this time. Pause. Okay, if I don't pause, I'm gonna try to keep going. Keep going. And this is a 13 millimeter also. The top one's a 13 millimeter and the bottom one is also. And you can see this is a long boat. I just took the bottom. It's a long boat. I just removed the other one. So now let's see if the pump will come out. Sorry for the bad camera angle. Come on, what's holding it now? What is holding it? just going to get a screwdriver and try to pry it. Something with some leverage.